Hi guys, for today's video I am bringing you something super exciting. I have my eyeshadow palette collection part 2. About a year and a half ago I uploaded part 1 and it has literally over 70,000 views right now. A lot of you guys loved it, so I figured since my eyeshadow palette collection has grown, a second part would be something that you guys would really love to see. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing this video and let's just hop right into it. So starting off with the famous Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, this is it right here. As far as the packaging goes, I really like it. It's a beautiful, soft, blushy pink shade. It has like that soft, velvety outside. If you ever felt the Naked 2, that is what it feels like. When it comes to the actual shadows, they're stunning. Lots of warms, reds, oranges, some pops of pinks, a couple cool tone shades, but overall it's mostly a warm palette, and it comes with 14 shades, and I will have the prices on the screen of each palette. So for the pigmentation, it is beautiful. As you guys can see, this is one swipe of each shadow. I do have to say though, they are pretty powdery and have a lot of kick up because they are so pigmented, so that's the only con that I have with these shadows. Up next, I have my Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. This is so cute. You guys know Too Faced have some of my favorite eyeshadows. The packaging of this is just the mini hard tin. It comes with 9 eyeshadows, 3 being the bigger pans, and then 6 of them being the smaller pans. I do wish when it comes to these palettes that there were more of the other shades instead of so much of the light shades, but with that being said, they are really nicely pigmented. The only ones that I have problems with are the purples, but I know sometimes colorful shades can be a little bit harder to formulate. The purples I would say are the streakiest, and with the warm shades I feel like even though some of them have different finishes, a lot of them are super similar, so I would have substituted one of the warm shades for maybe a different type of brown, but other than that they blend beautifully, they perform great on the eye, and I find myself reaching for this a lot for a warm look. Now I have the Too Faced NikkieTutorials The Power of Makeup palette. I know there's a lot of controversy over this palette, whether it was good or it was bad. I personally absolutely love this palette, and it is definitely one of my favorites. I think the packaging is so beautiful. It's girly, it's glamorous. I just love it a lot. Inside the palette, you're getting 6 shadows, 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter. The highlighter in this palette is the only thing that I dislike, but I really just wanted to focus on the shadows for this video. I love them, like I said. Some of my favorites, the metallics are so just like liquid metal. I feel like they're super metallic on my lids if you prime your lids, and then the mattes just perform really well. They blend beautifully and they're super buttery and pigmented. Here I have the Tarteist Pro Palette by Tarte. It retails for $53. I really love the packaging on this. The front, you're getting that black NARS-esque packaging. It has a lot of that gold mirrored detailing, which if you guys know me, you know black and gold is definitely one of my favorite combinations. So the packaging definitely gets a huge thumbs up from me. As you guys can see, the inside has a huge mirror, and it also has the gold mirroring along the back of the shadows. When it comes to the shadows, you're getting 20 shadows in here, 16 in total. No, 16 mattes and 4 metallic shades. The mattes are really pretty. I love the range of colors. They're very neutral, very muted, very day-to-day, and the like pop of pink is definitely one of my favorites. That is definitely a really good shadow. When it comes to the metallics, they're okay. I feel like they don't pack a punch on my lid as much as I would like them to. They're really pretty, but I feel like they just translate differently on my lid than on my arm right here. And as you can see, it has a beautiful and very different assortment of colors, really springtime appropriate, but this is a palette you can play with all year round for sure. This right here is one of my favorite collabs that I think I've ever seen in the beauty industry. This is the Morphe and KathleenLights palette that she came out with a while back. For the packaging, it is just black. It's more of like a thick cardboard with a magnetic closure, a little bit different than Morphe palettes we've seen in the past. And it has the foiled red Morphe x KathleenLights on the front. You're gonna get 15 shadows in this palette. I'm sorry it's no longer available. I'm talking like it's available, but unfortunately it was very limited edition. So this palette does have 15 shadows, a mixture of mattes, shimmers, and metallics. Some of my favorite shades are like the warm brown, the gold, the baby puke shade, and then the 2 greens in this palette are stunning. The metallic shades, I have to say, are the smoothest. I find some of the mattes in here to be a little dry. The 2 mauve and cranberry shades are a little bit streaky, but for the most part, the other mattes and then the metallics, especially those green shades, just have so much pigment, and I really enjoy this palette. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you guys know that my Urban Decay Naked 3 is definitely not well liked, and these Covergirl TruNaked palettes are dupes for the Naked palettes at a really, really good price, and I like this one a lot better than the Naked 3. So this one is the Roses palette, and I really love this. I still get those rosy tones, but in my opinion, they blend a lot better, and they just look a lot nicer on the eye. So you're getting 8 shadows. Some of them can be a little chalky and a little powdery, I'm not going to lie, but if that's not something that really bothers you, then I highly recommend these palettes. If you've been wanting to try out a Naked palette, they have one that dupes each one. I'm not really sure if they have one that dupes the smoky, but they have the 1, 2, and 3. And here you go are the swatches. They're super smooth, super pigmented, and I find myself reaching for this a lot. And these Covergirl TruNaked palettes are my favorite drugstore eyeshadows. Now I'm showing you guys my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I absolutely love this palette. I love the packaging for starters. It has that classic tin that we see with a lot of Too Faced eyeshadow palettes, and this one has an ombre from like a light blushy pink to a hot pink all the way to like a peachy neon orange shade, which is so pretty. It's just really, really like aesthetically pleasing. It has a peachy scent, which I don't mind, but if you guys don't like scents, you might not like the smell of this palette. In this palette, you're getting 18 shadows. I really, really like that, opposed to getting the 2 bigger light shades like the chocolate bars have. I just feel like that's kind of pointless and takes up a lot of space when you could have nicer colors like these in smaller pans. When it comes to the colors and like the formula, I love Too Faced shadows. You guys know they're my favorites. I wish there were more shades in here that screamed peachy to me, but other than that, it's a beautiful array of shades, and it's definitely a palette I reach for a lot. This one is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. This one was limited edition, and I actually won this in a giveaway. I honestly don't have much to say about this palette. I think the packaging is really unique and interesting, again with the black and the white and the gold mirror detailing. Definitely one of the more aesthetically pleasing palettes in my opinion, but I really don't have much to say about like the formula or the performance, because as you see, I've really barely touched the palette. To the eye, I don't think this is something that I would buy. I'm really grateful that I have it and that I won it in a giveaway, but I really don't think this is something that I would go out of the way to buy for myself. A lot of the colors look identical to me. There's a lot of different light shades, a lot of transitions that look alike to me. The only ones that really stand out are like the burgundy, the pinks, the blue, and the gold. They have decent quality. They're not bad by any means, but like I said, I really could live without this palette, to be completely honest, but it's limited edition and it's no longer available anyway for you guys to purchase. Here is the BH Cosmetics and Shan XO palette. In this palette, you are getting 9 eyeshadows as well as 9 lipsticks. I really love the packaging because for having so much, it's definitely not big or bulky by any means. It's mostly white. It has some pops of pink in there, but the pink doesn't really show that much in my opinion. It's nice and subtle, really simple, which I like. Here is the side with the 9 shadows. You're getting a mix of mattes and metallics. Some of them are more metallic than the others, but they're super soft and buttery to the touch, which I love. And then when you flip the palette over, there are 9 lipstick shades, which I'm super excited to play around with this upcoming summer to test those out a little bit more. I have a chit chat get ready with me from last September up on my channel if you guys are interested in seeing me put that palette to use. That beautiful like duochrome shift from blue to brown shade is one of my favorites, and the warm brown is a little bit dry to swatch, but it performs really nicely with a brush. Another BH Cosmetics palette that I own is the Carli Bybel palette. I know this one is discontinued, and I know she's bringing out a deluxe one that is going to include new shades as well as shades from this original palette right here. I like this palette. I feel like the packaging is a little flimsy. It's not a very sturdy cardboard, and I feel like the whole thing just smells of plastic really badly. I don't know why. It just always has, and I thought it was like because it was new and it had like that plastic insert, but this palette is about 2 years old now. I've had it and it still just has this bad scent ever since I got it. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, you are getting 10 shadows, 4 highlighters. When it comes to the shadows, they're okay. I'm not the biggest fan. They are very dry. They kind of blend all together. Again, I don't really like them, but the highlighters are stunning. And last but certainly not least, I have my Kat Von D Metal Matte palette. I really, really love this palette. It's just something that is just so unique in my collection. As you can see, the metal turns into matte when you flip over the palette and vice versa. Kat Von D is just such like an artistic genius when it comes to her packaging. Here's the inside of the palette. I know it is so beautiful. You're getting your colorful shades, your neutrals, you're getting a mix of shimmers, metallics, and mattes, and there's just so many shadows in here. This palette does retail for $60, which is a little bit pricey, but when you break it down for how many shadows you're getting, I think you're getting over 20 eyeshadows. It's really not that bad, and it's just such a pretty palette. It's super different and unique to my collection, and I just knew I had to have it as soon as I saw it. Formula wise, they don't like completely blow my mind, but they are good, and like I said, I just love to have this in my collection for just the different colors that it just brings to my makeup life. So that completes part 2 of my eyeshadow palette collection. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure to check out part 1. I will have it down below in the description box as well as at the end of this video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in my next one.